Well, that you know what was
get it.
not what was not weakness. That workout today.
Facts.
We went the fuck off on that shit, bro. We got to figure out how we're gonna do it again harder tomorrow.
Harder?
On push day.
Harder.
We have honestly when it comes to the fitness side, we have applied all of the characteristics of successful people. Overcame obstacles. All right, gym's closed because of the virus. We just said, fuck it, we're going to the field. We turned a resistance band into a full goddamn workout. Like, we did all that shit. We got our diet right. We've been training harder than we have ever, probably. Like, we're just going off right now. We can apply that. We can be rich, too. We just go off, dude. I'm telling you, man. But apply that 20 pull-up mindset to every aspect of your life.
Is that going to be our new thing? The 20 pull-up mindset?
The 20 pull-up mindset. When you're doing your fucking coding class and you feel like quitting, think 20 pull-ups. You bang that shit out.
That's hard.
That's hard,
That's
dude.
hard
Yeah.
as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the workout that just changed our lives forever?
I think this is it, dude. This is the one that did it.
We need to go off, dog. That 30-second hold.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah. Yeah.
Took all my strength out, bro. I was making some weird ass faces too.
Yeah. You were grunting on that one. We got to figure out what we're gonna do for legs for it though. The legs thing we're still lacking on. If we could just find a heavier set of dumbbells,
chill.
That's weakness.
You're right.
You got to go hardest on legs since that's not what you like. Just to tell your mind who's boss.
Dog.
Break your legs.
Backs.
If you don't have a broken thigh by next Tuesday, then I'm just your pansy.
Tear my fucking hamstring.
If you haven't torn your hamstring,
going nuts,
and then hit another leg workout after it.
ACL's torn too. Like every muscle in my leg's fucked.
You got to do a Goggins and do a 100-mile marathon on broken feet.
You want that motherfucker is a psycho.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He's a fucking brute.
If you have like 50,
God.
Yeah, if you have 50% of that, you will dominate whatever you're doing in life. I feel like right now we're at like 20 pull-ups and 30-second holds was like 15 to 20% Goggins.
Yeah.
It was up there a little bit. We were making progress, you know. It's better than
what
quitting the gym and saying that's 0% Goggins. We didn't quit, I'll tell you that.
Hell no.
How can we go 30%?
And after that 5 a.m. workout, let's
yeah, we have been going hard on that.
Let's go 16%.
Yeah. We've been pushing it, getting up early on the grind, too. I'm just, like, kind of bored during the day because I'm like, why? I just want to do something, man. Like, I'm telling you, bro. Like, I'm trying to deal with getting that 600 a week dealt with. And every time I call their offices, it's like just literally hangs up on me. Like they're just getting overwhelmed with calls, I think. Yeah. I filed for everything out and we'll see how it goes. I even hate to have to do it, but hey, you can give me money, I'm going to turn this into a fucking business.
Yeah, dude.
Fund that. Like you come in here, next time you come in here, we've got like 3 cameras set up, like courtesy of Donald J. Trump. Like, appreciate it, Kang.
You got, like, some random shit in here, too, like a disco ball on the fucking roof.
Just mirror on the wall. It's just, like, circular bed that spins. It just turns into a whorehouse.
You got, like, a whorehouse. You got, like, a Mercedes-Benz couch. Like, it's like, just ridiculous shit.
Yeah.
Fucking
going in debt off it. Like taking loans out on cars and shit. On the government's dime. Oh, man. Just go the opposite way. And then I'm mad at the end when I'm like in debt. I'm like, man, this bullshit, bro.
Just ruined this perfectly good opportunity.
Yeah. Fucking, we can do...
Yeah, bro, you can make a play, though, if you get that shit.
Yeah.
I can't believe 600 a week?
Yeah.
For self-employed, like, you don't have to make, like... They don't have a requirement, like, if you pull in X amount of income, then you get the 600 a week.
See, that's why I tried to call them, because when I filled the whole thing out, it didn't look clear. In fact, when I looked at it, I was like, to be honest, like, I wouldn't give me this shit.
Yeah.
Like, because they don't have a lot of, like, room on there where you can explain
your situation.
Self-employed. It's literally like, what jobs did you have? So the latest job I had was GNC, part-time. I'm like, so I put on there that I was self-employed currently, and then it asked, are you willing to look for work right now? And I said no, because I still have a job, I just can't work it right now. And so, that's why I was trying to call him. I was like, can I get more clear on this thing? But then I Googled the whole thing, and like it said not everyone who's self-employed is going to get it, but it was seeming like they're kind of just writing blank checks. Like,
there's probably like just so many kinks in this shit. Like some people are just.
You should file and say you're self-employed. You're part of the podcast.
I pull up, bro.
You're part of the podcast.
Fuck. Well, I already applied for the other one.
Well, that just goes on your taxes, right?
I don't know.
That 1200's like, you should watch out for that shit because it's not actually the lick they say it is, because they're gonna charge you for it on your next tax return. They're not gonna give you 1200 out of your next tax return.
Bullshit.
I swear. Is that not ridiculous? They literally sent everyone home from work, and the 1200 is a loan, so they put you in debt to the government.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, dude. It's like it's not gonna be this year, but next year, if you try and file your tax return, they're gonna withhold as much as they can every time.
Are you shitting me? Where'd you read that?
I literally heard it from my mom. I heard it too. I watched this shit online, dude. Yeah, bro.
Son of a bitch!
Yeah, it ain't a handout, dog. And it should be. I'm not a fan of handouts.
That's fucking bullshit.
I'm not a fan of handouts, but if you're gonna send everyone home and shut the fucking country down, you owe people something.
How the fuck? That's stupid.
Yeah.
That's stupid as fuck. Damn, man!
If you want to talk about getting kind of like scared, like, you want to talk about the government on some plot shit. They just indebted everyone to the U.S. government, shut the country down.
Watch they fuck around and just add interest too.
They trying to pay off the debt on your dime.
It's like some ridiculous, like 11.5 interest rate. Like,
it's like what's that dude? Motto for Money Mutual, that loan shark shit. It's like 100%.
They just fuck around and just get fucked, dude. That's bullshit.
Oh my god,
that just ruined my fucking day. God damn it.
Well, you're not gonna have to pay it off later, and like the thing is, you'll be in a better financial spot by the time you get
still,
it.
Dog,
I know, it's bullshit, but like
that's so stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Trump,
yeah, just don't expect
folded on that one, King.
Yeah, don't expect a tax return in 2021.
Fuck. I guess nothing comes easy, I guess. The obstacle's the way, brother.
Fuck yes. Dude, I was thinking you need to make a mental note of that because you proved that shit when your situation with the coding class didn't work the way you thought. You literally saw it. You did it exactly how you needed to do it. Obstacle, all right, well, I'm going to use this as an opportunity. Yeah. And you went out and did something. That's how it goes in life.
Yeah, bro. I ain't even gonna lie, 30 minutes bent. Into that, I was fucked. Yeah, I was bent as fuck. I was so mad.
Yeah.
But then I just, took a breath. I was like, alright, I'm probably overreacting. If this way doesn't work, I guarantee you there's another way of doing it. So let's just keep looking. And, 30 minutes later, I found something way better and way cheaper. So I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That did teach me a lesson, too.
Yeah, dude. You keep doing that just every time you run into a hurdle.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to need to keep a mental note of that for sure, because in coding you run into a lot of fucking issues when you're doing projects and shit.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna need to be mentally tough, dude.
I bet.
It's not an easy fucking thing.
You ready to fire this thing up?
Oh yeah, let's run it.
It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out the strong man who stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end, the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. Theodore Roosevelt, the man in the arena, felt like that was a perfect way to start off the topic of Self-Mastery Podcast, Episode 3, Recognizing and Fixing Weaknesses. We live in a world where weakness is encouraged, not discouraged, where if you fall on your ass, everyone wants to pick you up, and if the standards continuously drop, you look at like Nike these days. I love Nike, but they've got fucking plus size models because like that's weakness. Let's encourage you to be fat because it's hard to be in good shape. So now we're going to promote being obese. They put them on the cover of magazines like that. The standards financially are so low. The standards in relationships are so low. Just weakness across the board. And in today's episode, we wanted to tackle this topic. Not that we're the strongest men on the planet, but we are certainly growing in this area and want to share that with you guys. So why don't we talk about some personal tales of weakness to get this thing started?
Ooh.
You want to get us off going?
Yeah,
you run it off first, bro.
So I would say, my biggest one that I have noticed was I told you before, was making excuses for not doing things like right now to better myself, kind of procrastinating things and prolonging it while I like do something fucking completely pointless that's just entertaining because I'm tired. And a lot of people definitely lack that too, but that's something that I've really started to work on, and that's also a big trait that'll just self-destruct you. You know what I'm saying? Like if you got these goals like, yeah, I'm gonna get in the gym, yeah man, I'm gonna fucking do this, do that, fuck yeah, and then your actions speak, you're fucking jerking your dick off every night playing Fortnite, like,
yeah,
and then you wonder why you're like depressed and shit. Like that's exactly why. Like if you have a goal, if you have something you want to achieve, like me personally, I've never had abs before. Like, I've never been in shape. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've always been a little scrawny fucker. And I've been getting after it every fucking day for this past year. And my mental state is the best it's ever fucking been. I feel the best I've ever fucking been, and I feel like I can tackle anything that I want.
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. You know what I just thought of while you were saying that was one of the biggest, I didn't even write this down because I hadn't thought of it, but one of the biggest weaknesses I see is like people they'll attempt to start on a big goal, like a New Year's resolution or something like that, and then things won't work out immediately, and they'll justify their lack of continuing on by saying that it wasn't their fault or something was out of their control, and then they just like take pride in the fact that they're not going to push themselves, you know? That's weakness. You got to run through obstacles.
Yes. Obstacles the way.
Fuck yeah.
It really is, dude.
It really
builds character. You fucking, and you just, after you get through an obstacle too, that feeling is the best feeling, like, in the world. Like, when, my first week when I worked out, dog, words cannot fucking describe you how much goddamn pain I was in, dog.
Yeah.
Because you did not take it easy on me. My first workout with Keith, we went like 2 hours on a chest day, and we just did like every single fucking machine. We did like bench press, incline press. We did a whole bunch of shit, drop sets, the whole nine. And the amount of pain I was in, I still to this day, still to this fucking day, I'll never forget that, because that shit hurt so bad. But after that first week, and I did it again, I felt less pain, and I felt so much better. And you just feel so fucking good after you go through pain and you just push through shit. Yeah. And that's what makes a goddamn man.
Yeah. Fuck. Fuck yeah, dude. You know how much I watched this movie, what's it called? There Will Be Blood. And it was about this guy. He was an oil, like sort of oil mogul. He was like competing with Standard Oil, who had like 95% of the oil or whatever. And it was like, I mean, the point of the movie wasn't what I'm gonna say here, but just noticing like this dude's just grinding, you know, like these oil moguls back in the early days, they're grinding. Yeah. Like this is the first era where you really don't have to grind, you know, like you can get away without grinding, but you're not gonna dominate if you don't grind.
And you're going to have a lot of internal conflicts with yourself, too.
Yeah. I think that mindset of the obstacle is the way. Not only is it true, but it's helpful because it allows you to kind of prepare to fail a little bit and accept it and understand, like, I'm just going to go around it. When I did this sales thing with Xander Fryer that you will listen to one of them for, one thing he said in there was he didn't go out and look for, like, how many yeses can I get? He was like, all right, how many no's can I get? So he's like, so every time he got a no, he was like, awesome, I got one of my no's, because I know, like, if I get enough no's, I'm going to get a yes. And so just changing that mindset to, like,
hard
looking forward to getting rejected, because, you know, the more you get rejected, the more likely you are to get a yes.
Yeah, that's dope as shit.
Yeah. I say one of the...
It's insane. I don't want to cut you off, but it's insane, like, how much that shit is just, like, mental.
Yeah.
Like, just in your mind, because, like... You look at like door-to-door salesmen. Let's just do that. You know how many times they get rejected a day, and you know how many salesmen quit because all the rejection that they receive. It's because like their mind is rejection equals bad equals fuck. I can't keep getting rejected. Da 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 da. But if you think about it like that, like hell yeah, if I keep getting rejected, then I'm gonna get a yes.
Yeah.
Like holy shit, that's nuts.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
One of the I mean, that sales is honestly one of the hardest places to observe and overcome weakness. Like, I felt this crazy when I was doing phone calls with real estate. When I just started, like, so the way it was set up is I had a dialer, and I had a list of numbers, and it would just auto-dial and just keep it moving, and I could, like, pause it if I needed to. And I would catch myself pausing it just for no real reason other than just discomfort, because, like, it's, even though, like, it wasn't even necessarily, like, I had one guy one time I picked up the phone and he didn't even hear me say anything. He just said fuck you and hung up. like that happens, but even then I just kind of laughed it off. But it's just the whole feeling of like it's really tight and difficult. And so like just to keep like that is one, honestly, like training's one, physically training, I'm lucky that I enjoy doing that. But something like that where you don't even like it, plus it's like the voice in your head, the weakness is trying to tell you just take it easy or something. When you just ram through that's fucking tough, dude. That sales shit is tough, dude.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, bro, because it just keeps coming at you.
For sure.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
You got the angel and the devil on your shoulder.
Yeah, and I catch myself getting up, doing like push-ups and shit, just taking breaks for no reason. I'm like, God damn it. Yeah.
Oh, fuck it, man. I might as well walk around the complex.
Yeah.
Just go on a stroll.
Yeah, exactly.
Come back. Mm-hmm. Let's make a Hot Pocket.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, I'd be going downstairs making a banana and peanut butter. I don't even like banana and peanut butter. Just for the fuck of it. His weakness. That's why.
Fuck around, you just eat an onion raw.
Yeah. Just anything else. Just beating my head against a wall. Anything but risk rejection here on the phone. Yeah. I would say one of my biggest stories of weakness, it's not really a specific incident, but just I spent like a year and a half of my life getting stoned every single day with no real direction. And even before that, it was like you could say, everybody goes through that phase when they're younger and they're finding themselves along the way, but just a lot. But if you're still doing that past, say, like 18, 19 years old, you're still fucking clueless and just kind of going with the flow, that's a weakness, you know? Like,
for sure.
You can figure it out along the way, but eventually it's like I found myself, like, I'm trying to be this person I don't even want to be. I know it's kind of meaningless, but I'm just trying to figure out how to fit in, and I didn't have the mental backbone to stand up and be the guy I needed to be. And it was all weakness, and so I just caught myself blowing money, wasting money on fucking marijuana. I did the math on this. I used to do the math giving fucking, what's his name, Connor a hard time with this shit. Because I was like, this dude spends like $25 a day on weed. And I was like doing the math on this, like on a 30-day month. Like, you think about that, 100 days of doing that, that's $2,500.
God,
he was spending like $7,500 a year on weed. Like, think about it, that's insane. Yeah. And I was only spending maybe $5 a day, but like $5 a day, that's $150 a month on marijuana. Yeah. That's like 4 times the gym membership. 4 or 5 times, 5 times the gym membership.
For fucking weed, dude.
Yeah, for weed. And then on top of that, it's the time you're wasting while you're doing it. Because I don't give a damn. These people with the weed who are like, man, I'm just productive on it. It calms me down. I do really good. Yeah. I'm like, I'll believe it when I see it, dog.
Facts, dude.
Find me somebody who is just going ape on the weed.
Yeah.
Even and I love Joe Rogan, but he kind of gives these people a pass for the weed thing because he smokes weed all the time. And he seems like he's actually a pretty productive dude. But the thing is, like, he's having this, like, talk show. Like, you want to get stoned on a talk show, and, like, they talk, rappers get high. Like, rappers are rapping. Like, if you're not a rapper or fucking Joe Rogan, then you can't be getting stoned all day. That's so a weakness.
And
you
that's something, exactly. That's something that Grant Cardone honed in on, too. That's when I got some respect for him after that one.
Yeah,
because when I was on it, like, I would always, because I would see people, like, tell me, like, yeah, man, I'm so productive when I'm high, man, fuck, I just fucking do all this shit.
You're really good at picking Netflix shows.
And, like, every single time I would, like, try to, bro, I don't know if it's just me personally, but I'm just a fucking idiot when I'm high. Like, I'm so too. Stupid.
Yeah.
And I don't know, bro. It puts me to fucking sleep. Like, I could never fucking do it. And I tried so hard to be that person, to be the productive high man. And, like, that shit just was not working for me, dog. That's when I learned I had to cut that shit.
Yeah. Should we spark up the blunt now?
Yeah, let me get it from the car.
Oh my god. Yeah, that was a big one for me. Just being weak in general. I felt like until I had a kind of like you kind of have to hit like a rock bottom sometimes in your weakness to realize you got to make a change. So I felt like I was generally being weak until I hit that point. And then I started to gradually pick it up. Now I feel like I'm probably, I'd say as far as like mentally concerned, I feel like I'm probably the strongest mentally I've ever been.
Yeah.
More willing, just like embracing doing hard shit.
Yeah,
and like
dude.
loving doing it. And I'm working on now applying that not only to fitness but to every aspect of my life. Just hell yeah, let's fucking do the hard thing, you know? Like, let's get after it. But it really is a muscle that has to be trained.
Yeah, and like from like being your friend for so long, looking at you like now versus when we were younger, like when we would get high a lot, dude. Like, your fucking growth is ridiculous, bro. Like, it really is. Like, if you ever get down on yourself, like, you really have come like a long fucking way, dog. Like, for real, it's nuts, bro. It's like, it's really admirable, and it pushes me to be better too.
Appreciate
Dope
that.
as fuck.
Appreciate that. Yeah.
Suck your dick later.
It's like, pause the show.
Just gassing you.
What are some of the biggest weaknesses you think you see in today's society? We touched on like kind of a few of them already, but
I would say the biggest one that me personally that I see is sensitivity. Oh my lord! Oh fuck!
I hadn't even thought of that. For facts, yeah.
Everybody, bro. Like, you say one minuscule, like, wrong thing, like, people get so fucking butthurt and offended by it. Like, it's amazing to me to see so many people, like, some grown-ass adults, and, like, people our age, like, they can't even take fucking criticism, bro. It's like, how the fuck do you expect to go through life, do all of these things, make this money, be better for yourself if you can't take criticism?
Yeah.
It's so pathetic. That's the one thing that drives me fucking nuts, especially about these fucking girls, bro. Because these girls, you said it on another podcast about how, like, some of them just, like, lack self-awareness, which is true, but that's a muscle that everybody needs to be training and everybody needs to be working on.
Yeah.
And also everybody needs to be working on how to take criticism. Like, if somebody, like, calls me out on my bullshit, like, I don't get offended. Like, I understand it, I acknowledge it, and I want to do anything to better myself so that it doesn't happen again. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like if today's society, if all of us can adopt that mentality, bro, like, the sky's the limit. We could do a lot more than what the fuck we're doing now, instead of playing this whole victim mentality bullshit.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Easy lives create weak men.
Yeah.
It's so true. You want to have it as easy as you can, like, sort of. Like, obviously, like, you want the good things of life. You want the money. You don't want to be struggling like that. You want to have a good relationship, all these things. But like, the mental side of things is built through the struggle. So I think it's best if you can, like, you can volunteer for the struggle in many ways. So, like, training in the gym or pushing yourself in your business. Like, even if you're in a career position, push to get to the next level.
Exactly.
Push. You got to keep putting yourself out of your comfort zone so that you gain that strength and you don't fall back.
Yeah. Yeah,
it's big time.
And that's one thing. One thing that I admire about Dan Pena, the $50 billion man. He said his kids aren't getting a fucking dime.
Yeah.
They aren't
facts.
getting a dime.
Yeah.
He's gonna put his kids through the hard times because that's exactly what the fuck made him.
Yeah.
Like, I think that shit is absurd.
Yeah, they talk about that in Think and Grow Rich. Andrew Carnegie and all them, I don't think they left the money to the kids.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, we want to make them grind.
Exactly.
I always wanted to, like, have the heir to the throne and give it, like, the throne. But, man, if I wind up with a Commodus and I'm like Marcus Aurelius and I got some fucktard kid... You know, he literally ruined the Roman Empire. Like, the movies, like, he didn't actually die, but, like, he was emperor and single-handedly sent the empire headed downward.
Yeah.
That's, like, crazy, man. That's what I was thinking, like, sometimes I think with this weakness shit, America is the new Rome, bro.
Yeah.
We're headed, we peaked at World War II, we had a good run, and now we're starting to decline.
Yeah.
This coronavirus might bail us out, people, but everyone's running around with masks on, bitching out. Like, you just gotta be hard through this shit.
For real.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's a big one.
What about you? What's yours?
One I had was just weakness of character, you know, just indulging in the pleasures of life.
Mm-hmm.
And pleasure is I think I got lucky on this. I might have said this on another episode. I'm not that big on pleasure for pleasure. It's like I don't get anything out of it if I don't feel like it moved me forward. If I don't feel like there's growth. And so even while I was getting stoned all the time and drinking all the time and all this stuff, like, I was still the first one, I think, to realize out of the people I hung out with that this shit is totally fucking pointless. It's time to get a life here.
For real.
And these pleasures, like, I got this when this started to occur to me with, like, chasing pussy constantly. Pussy is literally the same as, like, alcohol or weed or something. You know, it's like it's totally like a pleasure.
Yeah.
It's a guilty pleasure. Like, I'm horny, I got to deal with this. Whereas, like, if you get in a committed relationship and there's, like, a growth point, you're trying to, like, build something. That's a different perspective on that subject. And I think, I mean, like, that's why people, like, they cheat on each other, or they don't push themselves hard in their job. They don't have integrity. All these things. That's just a weakness in character, because character is hard.
Yeah, and people, I heard, I forgot where the fuck I heard this, but it was they were talking about how, like, people, like, hate their jobs or whatever it was, and he was talking about, he's like, I work 7 days a week. Fucking 100-hour weeks, and I love this shit. Like, this is what I do. Mm-hmm. It's cool because some people can turn their so-called pleasures into shit that gets them paid. Yeah, it's just called chasing your passion, doing something that you're very passionate about.
Yeah. Well, what I mean by pleasure is just the low-level pleasures that don't have any long-term value. Like, I get pleasure.
Oh, okay.
I get pleasure. I get
Okay.
pleasure out of working out.
Yeah.
But it's a growth thing, I get pleasure out of the idea. Like, I mean, I'll certainly get more pleasure as things really start to pay off, like in business.
Yeah.
You know, I get pleasure out of things that I'm chasing an end goal on. But if there's no end goal to getting drunk, I guess getting drunk is the end goal. But then you got to be hungover the next day. You didn't get anything done, and where are you at now in your life? Like, that's what I'm talking about. Low level pleasures, essentially.
I see what you're saying.
That's it. So, like, I mean, and I'm not even, like, saying you have to completely abstain from these things, because I don't, but it's just understanding the balance.
Yeah, for sure. There's balance to everything.
And lacking that.
Like, come on, dog. You don't want to go to Ibiza after a hard year's of work?
Yeah, exactly. I feel that.
Yeah.
I'm totally down for, like, some pleasure. It's just, you gotta prioritize balance, and I don't think that the pleasure should derail your character either. You know, and I think the Stoics always talked about doing your job, and there's, like, I think Marcus Aurelius he was saying, like, look at, like, the ants or the birds, and how, like, ants are always productive on doing what they're doing. They're in accordance with their nature, going out and doing what they're doing. So what makes you any different? You have a duty as a human being, as an animal on this planet. You have a nature and an obligation, and the point of your life isn't to make it easy and pleasurable and goof off the whole time. It's to do what you're here to do, which is to work and to put and make things better. And I was like, fuck yeah, that's fucking true.
Hell yeah.
And the thing about it is, it sounds hard to get your mind around that idea, but once you actually embody that, your life feels better, like, internally. You might not enjoy from, like, a pleasure and indulge, like, your dopamine starts going crazy kind of feeling, but that sense of meaning and inspired feeling because you're taking responsibility for your life kicks in, and that's better, feels better, wakes you up in the morning.
Best feeling in the world. I'll never forget that one time when you first started getting me on working out, and I was taking the IT class or whatever, because it gave me like a purpose. And I'll never forget the one morning I got up, I was getting ready to go to the gym, and I hopped in my car, and I was on my way to the gym, and I just couldn't stop like smiling, bro. Like, I just felt so fucking good because I was working every day, I was working out, working on myself, working on my future, and that feeling was indescribable, bro.
You start to respect yourself.
Hell,
more, too.
fucking yeah, you do.
When you show strength in yourself rather than weakness, because you feel it internally when you like quit on something like that. Quitting's a weakness. Like, there's a difference obviously between regrouping. Like, if you're pushing at something and it's not gonna work, and you've tried everything, and it's like, instead of giving up on the goal, redirecting your focus and going around, that's fine. But if you just flat out quit and give up on a goal you've set for yourself, you feel it internally, and you don't feel like you can respect yourself as deeply. It might take everything out of you to get to your goal, but if you quit, it's worse. And that's the fucking T, dude. Honestly,
dude. That's hard. Fuck with that.
So what weakness as a subject do you think you struggle with the most?
That I struggle with the most?
Yeah, what area of your life or situation?
I would say, honestly falling victim to the pleasures, like we were just talking about. I think my biggest guilty pleasure is like the whole girls thing. Because I spend, like, sometimes, like, I'll spend a lot of time just like trying to find a bitch to fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? And in reality, like, that gets me nowhere. It gets me a release. I feel good for like a day or two, and then after that, it's then what?
And then you're right back to it. It's a cycle.
Like, all right, I need to find another one.
It's a cycle.
And
I'm not even like,
definitely my biggest one, bro.
And the thing about that one that's funny is it's a lot easier to justify, because you're like, well, I'm a human being, or I'm a man, I want to have sex, and that's
what I tell myself.
And that's totally true. And I'm not even telling people not to go have sex. Like, I'll take the opportunities when it comes, but I just started to realize, first of all, how much energy I was putting into chasing these girls, how much time I would be wasting on doing that, and then to go get it, and it's pointless in the end of the day. Literally nothing changes, and like, it's crazy. I think the one that I struggle with that I put down is like tending to become irrational and make poor decisions. So the weakness I struggle with is like, if something doesn't go the way I think it should go, is I have to really practice detaching, stepping back, and taking like a look and saying like, all right, how can I do this different? Because otherwise I start getting irrational and making bad decisions.
I'm the same
like
way.
I've spent thousands of dollars on horrible decisions because I was thinking irrationally and desperately, and I was letting my emotions get the best of me. It's a weakness. It's not a weakness to feel emotion, but it's a weakness if that emotion overcomes you and controls you, takes over and causes you to make bad decisions. And it happens to everybody, but it is a weakness. And that's the one that gets me the most.
Yeah, facts, dude. And that's a muscle everybody needs to practice too. There's a lot of people out there that are not in tune emotionally, and they don't know how to control their emotions, and that's the product of it. It's self-destruction. Fuck you up.
Yeah, I would say so. So what are some, we want to break this down into areas. What are some areas you see weakness in finance, either in yourself or in other people, just in general, people seem to need to do better on?
I would say at least for me in this point in my life, like, man, like, I want to fucking flex on motherfuckers, bro. I want to flex hard as fuck on everybody who is just like counting me out, tells me I'm not gonna do something. Like, I want to have a nice ass car, do all of that, and I've caught myself plenty of times of like almost taking loans out just so I can get a nice car and be like, fuck all you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's
something that's really been fucking with me, but I've been practicing it because I know in the long term things are gonna work out for the better. And also, just guilty pleasures, like, Just dumb shit, bro. Like fucking splurging on the mega stuffed Oreos. Like
Mega stuffed Oreos?
Oreos. Like I'm talking
mega stuffed Oreos. Oh.
Just like dumbass shit. Like
yeah.
Just dumb shit. Or like copping a Louis belt. Like just retarded shit like that. Like
yeah.
Like that's something that I've noticed in people our age, me, fuck, my family, like a lot of people. And then you look at them and they're complaining they don't have any money. I'm complaining I don't have any money.
Yeah.
It's because I'm blowing coin on dumb shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, the most factual rap line ever written was that Drake line where he said, I know a girl whose one goal was to visit Rome, and then she finally got to Rome and all she did was post pictures for people at home because all that mattered was impressing everybody she'd known.
Yeah,
that shit is facts, dude. Because that's what, you know, I guarantee all these Instagram influencers are broke. 95% of them are broke.
Yeah.
Right
Hell
now.
Fucking yeah.
Yeah,
they're just sucking cocks to get on Dan Blazarian's Instagram fucking page.
Yeah, facts. Dude, he called them out on this. Did you? He was on a show and he was talking straight facts about these girls. He's in a position where like I don't necessarily like I don't think less of him for what he did. It's just not my personal decision for what I want to do. But he is in a position where he can talk very objectively about women, and so he was like. These girls, he's like, first of all, these really like popular ones on Instagram, they're not even good looking in person.
I saw this.
Yeah, he was like, they're literally photoshopping the crap out of their shit. Like everyone's trying to impress each other. That's a weakness in general in people trying to impress people. It's a massive weakness.
Yeah, he was talking about because he has like photo shoots or whatever.
Yeah,
and then he like chooses if they go to Ignite or whatever. And he said that he sees the photos that these girls submit, and they're like, wow, she's like really, really pretty. She shows up, and she's just busted as fuck.
Yeah.
And, like, looks nothing like their photos.
Yeah. You gotta, you gotta be cold as a man when it comes to that shit. Because if you like, let's say you're talking to a girl on Tinder, and she looks hot, and then you see her in person, she ain't that, bro, I'm out.
Yeah.
It's not even cold. You literally just lied to everybody, including me, on the internet to try and get my attention. And then you show up and you're beat. And just hoping I'll be nice enough not to tell you. Like, fuck that, dude. Bro, like, one of these girls I dated, I hadn't seen her in a while, and I saw her Instagram. I was like, damn, this chick's hot as fuck. I was like, wait, you were not that hot. Yeah. Like, I thought you were attractive, but this is not what you look like. I was like, I knew, I could see it. I was like, I was like, God, I need to hit you back up. And I was like, hold up, that's not you. Dead ass, dude. I was like, this is insane.
That boy gonna pull up the fucking Bonefish Grill, meeting a bitch on Tinder, sees her,
drop her with the
bill, run out the door.
Dude,
that boy keep gone, yo.
If you gotta give, like, this is one thing I honestly hope that this happens to me, and I hope I have the balls to follow through with this. If I'm with a girl on a date and she's doing some shit, like if she's on the phone the whole time or something like that, first, that's like an awkward one because you got to call them out on it first of all, but it's awkward. But if they ain't really going with it and they're on the phone the whole time, or they're just being a bitch to you the whole time, get up, stick them with the bill. Just be like, you know what, you got this.
That's hard.
And then walk out. They'll respect you deep down for that. They'll come calling if you do that. I swear they will. They'll be like, this dude ain't playing. I better treat this dude better.
Dude, that is one of my biggest pet peeves with people our age, bro. They're so glued to their fucking phones.
Yeah, dude.
So glued, bro. It pisses me off. Like, you're trying to have, like, a conversation with somebody, and they're, like, in the middle of texting, and you just feel like you're talking to a fucking wall.
Yeah.
God, I just want to slap the fuck out of them, bro. That shit pisses me off, dude.
Bro, you should, if you're not posting on social media, you should just delete it. I literally deleted Instagram probably 3.5 weeks ago or something like that. Dude, it's like, I mean, sometimes I'll have an urge to go check it, and I'm like, why? Like, there's nothing on here to see. And dude, it's like all of a sudden, like it sends you the screen time report on how much my screen time's down like 40%, and I'm like down to like 2 hours a day. I'm like, holy crap. Even that's kind of nuts. 2 hours a day. But I was at like 8.5 at one point. Like, it was nuts, dude. Yeah, I was putting down some of the things I saw as weaknesses in finances. We talked about impulse purchases. deals. That's the big one, and I'm
Huge
guilty.
one.
I'm guilty of that for sure. I'm lucky. I'm not really much of a flexer. I do feel that urge to flex, but it's not really like a flex. Like, let me go buy a bunch of like designer crap and shit. It's more like I want to flex. Like, I rush into purchases before I'm ready to get to them. So like, let me get this car now so I can look like this or stuff like that.
It's
But
same with me.
I think the one that I struggle with the most is like not thinking to save. You know, I'm like, oh well, it like when the going's good, I just assume it's gonna keep going good, and I don't save enough. You should do. I don't know if I'm gonna ever do this, but Grant Cardone, he said that he was literally a millionaire driving around the same car he'd had when he was broke, same clothes, same like haircut, everything. And no one knew he had $1 million in the bank.
Holy fuck!
He was just saving it all, and then he just dumped it into real estate.
That's
insane.
insane.
And now look at him, the boy going, oh.
Facts, dude.
Yeah.
That's kind of like Graham Stephan.
Yeah.
The real estate guy on YouTube. He talks about like he doesn't even like buy like really good food. Like every now and then, if he wants to like fucking be good to himself or whatever it is, he'll go to Subway and get a sub. Like, I think that's fucking insane how frugal some of these motherfuckers are.
That shit's like too much.
Yeah, facts.
Mine's like not even a flex. It's just like I want to buy something. Like, I mean, I'm not really an expense. It's not like I'd be like Epic Chop House or like going to the fucking nice restaurant every night. But like, I do like to spend a little bit of money, but my thing, I don't save at all, and I got to do better about that saving and letting your money make money for you when you invest it. That's the hard thing. And I also get caught up in it and thinking like, oh, well, it's useless because I'll start thinking about like the time here. It's like you buy a first investment property and maybe you make $500 a month off the investment property. And you're like, well, that didn't change my life.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, I'll just go buy something with it.
Yeah.
And that's why this whole mindset of being oriented towards the process rather than the goal. So it's like in the moment, focusing on the moment. Like, all right, I'm gonna buy this real estate property now. I'm gonna keep doing what's in front of me rather than thinking about the goal. Like, you got the goal in mind, but you're not focused on the goal and how you're doing in comparison to it necessarily. You just keep doing on the way there, and then suddenly you look up and you're like, well, damn, I'm here.
Built an empire.
Yeah, you built an empire by focusing on the moment. And when you do that too, you lose that negative emotion because you stop feeling like you're coming up short or you're not where you want to be because you're only doing the best with what you can do right now.
Yeah.
And that's so key. Yeah, I think being ignorant financially is a weakness. And what I mean by that is not educating yourself financially. Like, you go get a job and you're just getting paid hourly, but you got no clue, like, the difference between an asset and a liability. You don't know what makes you money. You don't know how to do that. And then you're just, like, turning a blind eye to the subject. There are people out who are filthy rich who were not born rich. Clearly, there is a system that you can follow to make money. Exactly. And even if you don't want to be a billionaire, you can certainly be a millionaire if you just do it right. There's literally a book called The Millionaire Next Door that talks about how the average person can be a millionaire very easily if they just do these things.
Yeah.
It's such a, like, and that's a weakness. Being ignorant in general is a weakness. Sometimes I think the whole ignorance is bliss thing, I use that sometimes if I feel like the thing can't help me get to my goal. But, like, there's nobody. I don't care if you're the biggest hippie on the planet. Everybody wants more money. Yeah, so, like, don't tell me you don't care about that. Stop being ignorant towards your money.
Yeah, and that's something that I don't, because I already, like, don't like the education system as it is now. But I feel like in high school, I feel like you need to be required to, like, take some sort of, like, finance class and how they teach you, like, money. They teach you the differences between assets and liabilities, because I feel like that would have been so beneficial to me when I was in high school. Yeah. That's all I'm really going with that.
Have you seen that? Have you seen Fight Club?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, how he's talking about how it's all this consumer culture. Once I get this couch, I'll be complete. Or once I get this TV, I'll be complete. Like, they're always chasing after this thing that you can buy that'll make you complete. It's like everyone's really on that mindset.
It's ridiculous. Crazy. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that's how people go bankrupt. That's how people go into debt. That's how people get depressed. Like, I've personally witnessed that shit in my fucking life.
Yeah.
Coming from a family that had that type of mindset. With me growing up, watching my parents go bankrupt, seeing all that shit, like, that's why I've been, like, so hell-bent on getting my finances in order because I know how destructive that could be to somebody's life.
Yeah.
Fuck you up, dude.
Yeah. I know.
People say money isn't everything, bro. Like, you heard that? Like, money isn't everything. Piece of paper can't rule the world. Da da da.
Yeah.
Do me a favor, real quick. All right, look all around you in this room.
Everything was bought by
How
money.
the fuck did you get it?
Yeah, everything.
You
money.
bought it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, don't try to fucking tell me that shit doesn't rule the world. Because in reality, bro, if you want to live comfortably, you're going to need money. You're going to need money. I'm not saying it buys happiness because it doesn't.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that if you don't have money, dude, like, you are really close to being fucked.
Yeah.
Like,
I think the thing about that statement is they say it because it's sort of true that money doesn't rule the world, but real thing is like, why are you saying that?
Yeah.
You're saying it because you're trying to justify the fact that you're not focused on getting more money. And the thing is, you're not focused on getting more money because you're Mahatma fucking Gandhi out here, like, savior of the world, you know, like Mother Teresa. You're doing it because you're lazy as fuck and you'd rather watch TV.
Yeah.
So, like, you're justifying it through that. And that actually spins right into the last thing I had as a weakness in finance, is being lazy towards your income, thinking like being satisfied with mediocre income.
Okay, yeah, like being content.
Mediocre income, like a middle class income, is great when everything's going great. But I think it's the average American can't afford an unexpected expense over $400.
Insane.
So as
Literally
long as
insane.
everything is okay, you'll be okay with your mediocre income. But the thing is, the cost of living is going up and shit happens. So if you're like my dad, he lost his job. He was making like high 5 figures at the time, and he lost his job during the 2008 recession, and all of a sudden we don't have this income stream coming in. It's like, it would have been nicer if you were in a high, I'm not even really like, I mean, he's not an outlier on this, everybody's like this, but it'd been nicer if you were making more money or in a higher position where they valued you more, so you didn't lose your job, or you had invested in things so that you had multiple sources of income.
Exactly.
That's a weakness, to not take it that seriously.
And being so dependent on a company of supplying you for your life, too.
Yeah.
Like, you got to get that shit yourself. Like, you see people now, like, with this coronavirus shit happening, some people can't even pay their fucking rent because they're unemployed now.
Yeah.
If everybody would have been way smarter with their money, then they would have been okay in this situation.
Yeah.
Like, it's nuts. Fucking nuts.
Pride is a weakness in finance. Pride has bit me in the ass financially too. It's like, oh, I won't take that job because I don't like how it looks. I'm better than that, or something like that. And it's like multiple times when I had started on my rise with real estate, and then that kind of fizzled out. It would have been a lot smarter when I didn't have consistent real estate income coming in if I had gotten a job so that I could have paid the bills and accepted that. But I was hell-bent on being like, no, I'm this like successful career. I got all this stuff going my way. So it's like, I don't want to look like this, which is partly the two big killers, your pride and wanting to look a certain way for people at the same time. Sometimes you got to just accept what you can get.
Exactly. You got to do what the fuck you got to do.
Yeah, for sure. What do you see as some weaknesses in relationships?
In relationships, as in, like, friendships, or just relationships, like, as a whole?
Friendships, dating, whatever.
Yeah, biggest weakness is dishonesty. Not being a man of your word. Saying you're going to do something, like, not fucking doing it. All that shit will just deteriorate somebody's character, at least for me, and I'll lose respect for you in a fucking blink of an eye. Also, I would say, I just fucking drew a blank.
Well, I'll talk about one. I got one because I actually I include a lot in weakness in relationship that's not necessarily directly the relationship, but one thing that is directly the relationship is giving up your values and goals to please your partner in a romantic relationship. So like tolerating stuff you shouldn't tolerate, or change. You see how many dudes are yes men for their wives. Like their wife like says they want, all of a sudden they change their opinion to agree with the woman and stuff like that. That's a weakness because you don't have the character to stand up for what you believe in.
Yeah,
I'm not saying be an asshole and just say shit, but like. You can't just like if you're a Republican and your girl's a Democrat or something, then all of a sudden you're a Bernie Sanders fan.
Yeah,
dude, like come on, bro.
That's facts. I remember what the fuck I was gonna say now. In relationships, how people don't have the front thing in their mind of trying to better the other person that they're in a relationship with. My whole fucking point of having any relationship in my life is people to push me to do better, and me pushing them to do better, so we can eventually grow and we'll be really good together. You know what I'm saying? And when you look nowadays, like that's how you look. Like you see people that like we graduated with, like they're married now, they're fat as fuck, they're overweight, and they're just like middle class, like they get content. They're like, all right, well I already got my husband, fuck it, I'm just gonna chill now. Like it's like get the fuck out of here. Like I want somebody that's gonna push me, and I want to push somebody else. That's something that I've really noticed nowadays that people lack. And that's also like I guarantee you, bro. Like if you really dissect the aspects of a relationship, if that's probably like one of the most important things to fucking have.
Someone to push you.
Somebody, yeah. And a support system too. Like
for sure. Guys actually screw this up a lot with like especially when they get into a relationship, is they cut off all their friends. They get all hell bent on the girl. It's terrible because first of all, women are way better at being social than guys as in general. You always have more friends. Like if you watch it, like a girl and a guy break up, suddenly the girl's still got 100 friends she's hanging out with, and plenty of dudes are DMing her, and then you're sitting here jerking your dick off, and all your friends, the 5 friends you did have are now gone
because you cut them off. Because you had a girlfriend.
You gotta add, like, that is actually a weakness in a relationship, is losing touch with the friend system you have as well. You gotta have friends, like, because dudes all of a sudden, because that, you know why this also breaks down relationships is because you don't have your bros to talk about shit with. So now you're talking to your woman about all your issues, and she don't want to hear about your fucking issues.
Well, she does, like, to a degree, but if it's like an every time thing, she's eventually gonna be like, you're weak, like, you're not a man.
Yeah,
like,
but if you look like a pussy, and you're just talking to her like, man, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to do this, she's like, well, you're supposed to know, so, like, figure this out. That's why you gotta have your boys, so you can be like, man, I don't know what to do, you'd be like, here's what you need to do,
bro.
Do this, here, we'll figure this out. I don't know how to
back, reroute your strategy.
Yeah, you gotta have your boys to talk about that type of shit.
For sure, dude.
And so,
that's key as fuck.
Yeah. And I think another weakness that men struggle with is not leading in a relationship. They let the woman lead.
And dictate everything.
Yeah, women are naturally submissive. They want, like, even in this feminist era, they can try and pimp themselves out to be, like, fake men, basically, all they want. But, like, at the end of the day, your biology is what it is. And, yes, there are some women who are different. But the overwhelming majority of women are feminine by nature and are submissive by nature. And dudes, they, like, get caught up in all this bullshit a woman throws at them, and they forget that they need to act like the man in the relationship. So they don't want to have a fight, so they let the woman do whatever. And then that's why you wind up with, like, a woman who doesn't like her man and a man who's just given up on life.
Exactly, or why a girl's cheating on you. Like, all that other shit.
All types of honestly, maybe all the problems that people suffer with in relationships today is the fact that the man's not leading. Like, if you're not a compatible option and you break up with the girl or something, it just doesn't work, that's one thing. But if you two are perfectly capable of getting along, the reason the relationship didn't work is because you weren't leading the relationship. I guarantee that's the problem.
That's facts.
You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, it's crazy. And another one I had down was failure to provide, which goes along with finances. Is guys aren't prepped when they get in relationships. I fall victim to this because I've been like, oh, I want a relationship and all this stuff or get this to work out for me, but I'm not ready yet, and it's so annoying. But I'm like, oh, and then like it doesn't work out, and then I'm mad, and I'm like, what the fuck?
God.
But it's a weakness. You gotta, like, she's looking to you to do all that stuff. If you want Like, dudes get so mad at a woman because she doesn't love him for him. And by him, she means doesn't love the pitiful dude who sleeps in all day and plays video games. You don't love her for her either. You love her for the things you like about her. And if those went away, you wouldn't love her anymore. So, like, she's looking at you to provide so that she can be the woman that you want her to be. But you got to do your part.
That's so facts. That's so facts.
It's so true.
There's so many men nowadays that just don't live in their masculine purpose.
Yeah.
And their masculine purpose, all men's masculine purpose, is to be the provider and to be the protector. If you're not both of those things, if you're lacking in one of those aspects, your girl's going to see that and your girl's going to lose attraction.
Yeah, facts. Dude, yeah, that's a weakness men suffer with too, is not being on their purpose. If you don't know it completely yet, just, like, kind of work that way. You know, like generally speaking, your purpose is going to be having money so you can take care of your family. That's generally a part of every man's purpose. Sure. So let's start with that, and maybe when you're 30, 35, a life calling happens and you figure it out. But, like, I mean, I don't have my purpose 100% figured out, but I feel like, generally speaking, the purpose I feel called most to is I want to be, like, a real, like, almost kind of like patriarch type of deal for my family. I want to have kids and have this empire situation built up and, like, be able to be the kind of man I want and lead my family and make sure everyone around me is good. And that fires me up, and that's what I want to go after.
Hell yeah.
So if you're not on that, if you're not clear, and this takes a lot of time, you got to sit around and think about it, and you're going to mess it up a lot. You're going to write it down, and you're over time, like, I've written down so many things and then realized I don't actually want that. Other people want me to want that. And then I cross it out and find out what it is I actually want. I don't actually care about a house in the Hamptons. If it works out, cool. I want this kind of house with these people in it, and this is the things I actually want. I don't want the Louis belt, you know?
Yeah.
Like that's, you got to get clear on your purpose. That's a weakness. And it's not necessarily a weakness, like, in the same sense as these other weaknesses we're talking about, but you're going to notice in the way you live your life that you're going to live a weak life if you're not on your purpose.
And how you feel, too.
Yeah, because the purpose is the thing that gets you up, you know? What would you say are some, what would you say are some big weaknesses in health?
In health as in just like,
in general,
just
physical,
health.
Mental, at all.
Yeah, fucking people being so fucking depressed nowadays.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. Like, fuck. I mean, yeah, like, I feel like everybody kind of struggles with it. I've definitely had my struggles with it my whole entire life, but at the end of the day, man, you gotta stand that you have to man up, you have to take responsibility, you have to do what you don't want to do, but in the long run, it's going to be great for you.
Yeah.
You have to bite the fucking bullet, you got to work your ass off, and you got to fucking provide. That is our sole purpose in this life, is to provide and protect, like I said before.
Yeah.
And once you feel that purpose, you will feel way more complete. You got to dig yourself out of that fucking hole, because you're going to feel bad.
Yeah.
You're not going to want to get the fuck up out of your bed. You're going to play the victim card. You're going to be a big fucking pussy whiny bitch.
Yeah.
You got to take the one fucking step. And my one step that got me out of mine was going to the fucking gym. And ever since I've been going to the gym, it's been great.
You found something to improve on, and that builds you up.
And you have to, yes, dude. You just have to take a little step like that, bro. Like, fuck, my one step, dude.
Yeah.
Literally, my one step was take an hour of my fucking day and go pump some iron.
Yeah.
Like, it's insane to me. Like, like, people just, they need, I don't know, there's not, like, a secret sauce to, like, getting out of your depression. There's not. Just one day you have to realize, and you have to look yourself in the mirror, that you can't keep up with this pity party bullshit.
Yeah.
You can't fucking do it. Point blank period. Because if you keep this up, you're just going to keep digging yourself in a fucking hole.
And the only one you're hurting is yourself.
Exactly. You're hurting yourself, and fucking in your relationships too.
I'd say this about depression. I'd say maybe 5% of the people who are actually depressed have some sort of issue that is actually causing them to be depressed. Yeah. The other 95% are, first of all, I don't want to hear that you're depressed until you get your diet in order, because it's clinically proven that if your diet's fucked, you're gonna feel worse internally.
Fucking eat carbs every meal.
If you're eating
day,
sugar and stuff all day. Like, I've watched depressed people, like, when I roomed with a depressed dude, like, look at his diet. It's pudding.
Yeah.
The dude ate pudding, got stoned, and slept in all day, and had no plan for his life. I'm like, how about you fix all of that? And if you're still depressed, maybe I'll have a sympathy for you.
For sure, dude.
That's step one. Step two. If you're depressed, the other big thing is you don't have your purpose in line. Yeah, life's pretty tough if you don't have anything to motivate you to fight through it, then yeah, you're going to be depressed.
For sure.
But even on top of that, and for the 5% that are maybe clinically depressed, I would say look at two people. Number one, Abraham Lincoln, who was considered to be basically depressed his entire life and goes on to be one of the greatest presidents ever and changed the entire world. And Jordan Peterson, he got actually checked into a rehab clinic because his wife had nearly died and he got addicted to an antidepressant and they got him off the antidepressant.
Fuck.
Yeah, but he said he's always had an autoimmune issue that's caused his depression for a long time. Mm-hmm. But look at him. He's out here changing the world too. It's plays, even if you are then if you're depressed and you can't do anything about it and you've actually tried, well then that still doesn't give you the right to sit around and be a victim and complain. Dude. You have to accept the lot you're given because depression sucks, but also growing up in a third world country with no bathrooms and no running water sucks too, and getting your arm blown off in war sucks. There's a lot of things that suck. Exactly.
One of my things I remember is when I was working at the car dealership, there was a dude that was in a wheelchair. Mm-hmm. And I just remember seeing him, and he just had a grin on his face, mm-hmm. great mood, mm-hmm. And I just remember thinking to myself, dude, yeah, I'm depressed as fuck, but I literally could not be able to walk right now.
Yeah.
I literally, you know what I'm saying? I literally had to have somebody has to wipe my ass for me. I'd have to have people help me all the fucking time. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You really just got to step back sometimes. You have to look at the bigger picture. You can breathe fine. You mm-hmm. can walk fine. You can go to the fucking tap. You can go to the fucking fridge and you can get a glass of fucking water.
Yeah.
You got food in the pantry, whatever the fuck it is. Mm-hmm. There are so many more bigger problems in life than fucking some petty ass bullshit, bro. Mm-hmm. There are so many other problems, man. Mm-hmm. Fuck, dude, your girlfriend dumped you. It sucks, but fuck it, man. You're breathing.
Yeah.
You fucking got a car.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck it is. You live in America or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There are so many other problems in this life. Stop magnifying the petty bullshit ones mm-hmm. and be grateful for what the fuck you have now. That's mm-hmm. also something that's helped me so much. And another thing is attention seekers. Mm-hmm. I feel like half of these motherfuckers that are claiming that they're depressed are just fucking lonely and they just want attention, so they just fucking hop on Twitter and be like, oh man, fuck my life, man. I feel so down.
They want everyone to feel bad for them.
Yeah, they're mm-hmm. just looking for sympathy, and I have no sympathy for that bullshit. Yeah. If you're clinically depressed, and I guarantee you these motherfuckers that are really clinically depressed and all that, they're not going on social media and fucking magnifying all of their feelings. Straight the fuck up, bro.
Yeah.
Straight up.
There's a quote I like.
You have to deal with that shit yourself.
Yeah. Marcus Aurelius said, very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself and your way of thinking.
Exactly. You fix your way. That's mm-hmm. exactly what it was for me, bro. Yeah. I fixed my way of thinking. I feel great. Mm-hmm. I feel fucking fantastic.
Yeah. Another way to look at this, too, if you think we're just being hard asses, is think about this practically. Think about this from the perspective of, say, if you're depressed and then you decide to justify letting your health slip and your money slip and all these things because you're depressed, you're only making your own situation worse. It's you're just looking now at this point. You're either at that point doing one of two things. You're looking for more reasons to justify how horrible your life is, so you're letting your life fall apart. Or two, you're not maintaining the areas of your life that could bolster you against this bad part of your life right now. So you're slipping in general. So don't let that happen.
Exactly.
You can't let the whole world fall apart. And I've done that before. I have had one bout of depression and I let it all kind of slide pretty much at that point. Mm-hmm. Even with health, I've always been good at that. That was probably the least disciplined I was on that subject was that period.
Right.
It's like, don't let that happen. I'm telling you from personal experience, you got to just fight it and go through it.
You have to. Exactly.
It's really, it's hard to do, but it's something you do.
It's doable, man. Anybody can do it.
I think one thing that a weakness in general that overarches these specific topics we want to talk about, and then weakness in general, is a weakness of expectations. You have low expectations for yourself financially, in a relationship, what you'll tolerate and what you want to be in a relationship. Like, you want it, like, for example, you want this great girl, but you're not willing to put in the work to be the great guy that she would want to be with. So you lower your expectations, you tolerate lower things. In your health, I'm like the expectations continue to drop. The dad bod is the norm now. The dad bod wouldn't have been the norm 2,000 years ago.
Exactly.
You know, that's a weakness of expectations. So when it comes to health, you're lacking in diet, lacking in a workout regimen. Like, we live in a world where you don't have to go out and hunt and gather food, but that means it's now on you to take personal responsibility to make sure your health doesn't slip. Your body is a temple.
Treat it like that.
Treat it like that.
For sure, dude.
Another one, mental health. You talk about depression, but I think in a perspective is partly on the emotional side, but you got to monitor this. It's still within your control, your mental state of being. And if you allow that to slip by not monitoring your thoughts and continuing to think negative, your life's going to get worse. So doing practices like either meditating, just something to get yourself into the present moment, first of all, because there's really no depression in the present moment. You're like, it's so funny. You could be in literally the worst circumstance in the present moment, but if you're just locked in on the present moment, you're not really depressed. The only thing that's making you depressed is the future that you're feeling bad about, or the past that you're putting a bad meaning on.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so crazy. It's just your thoughts doing it to you, and it's not as much weakness the same way that poor diet is obviously a weakness, but it is sort of a weakness because you're making yourself weaker if you're not taking action on that part of yourself.
Yeah, exactly. People really need to understand how taking the time on rewiring your brain or rewiring how you feel really just benefits you so fucking much. It really does. And once you do that, man, the sky's the limit, dude. It's awesome.
So what would you say are some ways to strengthen yourself so that you're not being weak? What are some strategies to train strength mentally?
I would say just find reasons, like just to get out. Just find reasons to get out, to get out of the house. Maybe just go on a walk and just go outside and just try to focus on being very present. Also, I would say meditation plays a big role in how to in strengthening yourself, believe it or not. Meditation is a great way just to clear your mind and relax, and also just focus on the present moment. Now that you said that, I'm beginning to realize how much that I've like done that without even realizing I'm doing it, and how much it actually helps.
Yeah, it's actually, it's so clutch, dude. It's
awesome.
I hate it because I sound so cliche. I'm like, you gotta meditate and all this bullshit, but no, it is actually
semen retention.
Yeah, I know. It's all, but it works straight up. It's so clutch.
Yeah.
I would say I had down just strengthening yourself mentally, but I meant just in general, like, how do you develop a stronger character, stronger person? How you act with strength rather than weakness. That's what I was trying to say.
Okay.
But I meant it more mentally. But what I had down here, one thing is detachment. I think detachment is sort of what we're doing when, like, we were doing the 21s today, the 21 curls or something, and you get in there and you're just like, just let your mind go blank. Yeah. You're detaching from the feeling and just going through it. Detachment emotionally, like from a situation, let's back off so we can make a clear decision. I think having a strong frame and identity is also key to strengthening yourself. Having a good sense of what the situation is, like your frame. Like if you're in a social situation, the frame for the situation is usually dictated by who has the strongest voice in the room, pretty much, like the leader of the group or whatever. It's going to determine the frame. Like a CEO determines the frame for the company in the plan or whatever. It's a psychological principle. A lot of like pickup artists talk about this with women having the who has the frame and all this, and like it all, like having that frame of just your world, essentially, instead of, it means being not reactive to the world but letting the world react to you. You're going to go do your thing, and then having a strong identity, seeing yourself as a strong person instead of seeing yourself as a weak person, and having an expectation for yourself in that identity. Then you got to uphold that identity. I think those are big. I also had following a moral code, because when it comes to the character part of things, most character like is derived from a religion, typically speaking. Like, there's obviously things like, it's not like atheists lack character. Everyone knows you should tell the truth. But why should you tell the truth? Typically it's because religion said you should tell the truth, and that's founded on everything. So having some sort of moral code spiritually, or just some ethical way of living your life, is going to strengthen yourself, because it's going to oblige you to make the tough decisions to do the right thing. And then the other one I had is just putting yourself in difficult situations, whether that be going to the gym, and even when you go to the gym, pushing yourself further, or getting out of your comfort zone and doing things. It strengthens your mind, strengthens your resolve.
And also, like, if you keep going into uncomfortable situations, eventually, like, you'll be damn near comfortable in every situation that you get in. You know what I'm saying? That's just dope. Yeah.
Well, I think that's about a show there. Nice. Fired up on that. All right, we've got a new segment on the show. We're going to be doing question and answer. If you have a question you would like answered on any of the future episodes of the Self Mastery Podcast, you can leave them on my YouTube channel, Keith Carpenter. Just leave a comment on any of my videos with a question, or you can put it on the discussion tab.
Helps.
All right, first question ever answered on the Self Mastery Podcast is from Alan. Is being emotional a strength or a weakness?
Yeah, I would say it's definitely, for me personally, it's definitely more of a strength, because I'm not, like, every time I get emotional, I can always handle all of my emotions, but I'm very good at controlling my emotions and knowing when to show them and when not to show them. You know what I'm saying? So like if something makes me mad, it's like, okay, I'm mad right now. I need to relax. I'll deal with this another time. I deal with it when I go train, when I go lift, or whatever physical activities I do. That's when I normally take out, like, my angry emotion. And honestly, when you have like sad emotions or whatever it is, everybody has those. You just have to train the muscle on how to control them. And once you're able to control them, you can use almost any emotion to your advantage.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like it's a strength and a weakness. It's a weakness if you allow it to override your clear thinking. It's a strength if you can observe it and perhaps use it to your advantage. So using, even a positive emotion like love or gratitude, something like that, using that to your advantage to make a decision or to just feel better, or even if it's something like anger, channeling it into, like you said, training, or a lot of fighters use it and things like that. Learning how to channel it into something positive is the strength. If you're just like a whirling dervish running around all day, just erratic and like moody and things like that, that's a weakness.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So the thing is to, I would say, just learn how to use them constructively.
Yes, know when to use them too.
Yeah, I would say that's a good answer to that one.
Yeah. All right, we have another question from Patrick asking, is being too nice a sign of weakness?
Yes. If you're being, like, nice is different than kind and respectful. Nice to me is like, is the equivalent of like small talk. It's like this low level thing. It's kind of like something people do to keep the peace, Small talk makes people feel better. Being nice makes people feel better. But being nice is like, what is being nice? Like letting someone borrow something, I guess, maybe. I don't know. Like, I've never even understood the concept that much. Like, I'm not an ass, but that's more about being respectful. When I think nice, I typically think of people being manipulative. So I'm going to be really nice to you so that you owe me something. A lot of times people do that passive aggressively. I've seen that happen a lot. Being like, I'm not saying be an asshole completely, like be nice to some degree, but to me, I just think of that as like a different thing. Like if a friend asked me, hey, can I like borrow this from you? And I said yes, that wouldn't be being nice. That would be being like respecting you as a friend or treating you as such more. I don't know. That's just how I interpret it. Some people would say it, but on the flip side, probably the more point they're asking is, they say like don't mistake kindness for weakness type of deal. And in that case, yeah, being too nice is, if you mean nice in like kindness for weakness type of way, then being too nice is not necessarily a weakness. It's when you get pushed around. You got to know when to draw the line, when to say no, you can't, like, this is where I'm cutting it off. If you just let people walk over you, that's a weakness, and it's not their fault, it's your fault for allowing it to happen.
Exactly, and that's a big issue in relationships too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Some guys or some girls will just be too nice to their significant other, and result of that is they're running around they're cheating and doing all this other shit too.
Nice, I think, has a lot to do with like lack of self-respect. You'll be nice as a lack of self-respect a lot of times because you'll allow people to get away with things that you shouldn't allow them to do. Like if you're in I've had this happen in friend groups all the time. Like back when I used to be like when I lived in the apartment with like all these people were always smoking in there. I'd be like, hey, don't smoke in the apartment, and they'd listen some, and then sometimes they wouldn't, and I'd feel this internal like need to just not cause a scene over this all the time. But it's like you're disrespecting me in my own house, and I'm trying to be nice and not cause a scene about it. But that's my own weakness, you know what I'm saying? So it is a weakness in that regard, because you got to stand up for yourself, and oftentimes nice runs right up against standing up for yourself.
So for you, what is your definition of being respectful, and what is your definition of being nice, so people know the difference? Because
being respectful is just like treating someone like a human, like so. I mean, if like someone tried to like shake my hand, shake their hand type of deal, or like treating someone like not going out of your way to make someone feel bad is being respectful of them, trying to like make them do better, feel better, things like that. And being nice to me is more like, is oftentimes I'm thinking like an example, maybe like somebody comes to you and you like a lot of times friends will do this, like a friend will come to you, they'll be complaining about a situation, and oftentimes they'll be playing the victim or something like that, and to be nice you'll agree and amplify because you want to make them feel better, but deep down you should probably be calling them out on that, but you want to keep the peace, or you want to seem nice, or you don't want to cause conflict. Nice to me is oftentimes about avoiding conflict. And oftentimes that conflict needs to be had. Whereas being respectful, it would actually be more respectful of me to have that conflict with you, because I'm trying to see the best in you. And being kind is when I have that conflict with you, I'm not doing it to put you down, I'm doing it to put you up, right? I want to see. So that's where I see nice at.
Okay.
I think. Yeah.